I joke about this because this is the number one book I recommend to everybody. And I joke about it because I'm like, I need to get a commission off this book. I'm selling this book so much. But I think the greatest sales book that's ever been made in the history of mankind is called Hug Your Customer by Jack Mitchell. I don't know. Have you heard this book by chance?
But hug your customer.
So Mitchell's is a clothing store.
I mean,
It's so in like so the story is like it's Mitchell's clothing store, and you read this book, and it talks about the obsession over customer experience. How do I make the experience as good as possible for the customer? And it's about going the extra mile. And there's so many stories in this book of like someone had a jacket that got dirty, so they need a new blue suit because they have a big meeting and they're in New York City and they're in Connecticut and they drove a suit overnight they go the extra mile. I remember like for me, and we talk about like a hug your customer environment here. I have a surgeon and he hates this tibia jig or it was a distal femur cutting block that he hated. And he would tell me he hates it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And eventually it was like, I really hate this, and now I'm feeling the heat. So I knew I had some of these newer handles that are different than that in Joplin, Missouri, which is like 3 hours from here. So I'm like, well, and we have surgery the very next day. So I jump in the car, I drive down to Joplin, Missouri, and all of a sudden it starts to hail. It's raining like crazy. My windshield wiper stops working on my side of so my passenger side worked, mine didn't. So I'm literally driving like this, head out the window to go get this handle. And I bring it up the next day. He uses it and he goes, "Oh, this is amazing." I'm like, "Well, it took me
yeah,
7 hours, almost died to
yeah, I was
get
going to say
this."
7 hours and legitimately risk your life for that. For that.
Yeah, but that to me is that's how you win. Hug your customer is I think and everyone that reads that book always says the same thing. They're like it's life-changing book. I think it tells you how to be a good person, and I think it tells you how to really serve people.